Welcome back. I'm Collins Trott, Child Development Faculty at Wallace Community College, Dothan campus. In this episode, we are going to be learning about the Book Reading Center. This episode describes the importance of reading in the early childhood classroom and how a well set up book and reading center can promote a child's development in many domains, including social, emotional, cognitive, language, and creativity. So join me, Miss Trott, as we learn all about the Book and Reading Center. Your classroom should be filled with wonderful, warm, happy, exciting, and inviting picture books in every center. Each of the learning centers needs a place where a children's picture book about the experiences happening in that area can be displayed. The self-directed learning environment supports the belief that books should be sprinkled throughout the classroom interest areas so they become an integral part of daily activities. Children need to have good feelings about real books. They can learn how important books are in the functioning of the classroom. They can experience how enjoyable books are when they are sat down with and read from. They can see how beautiful picture books become when they are opened up and looked at. And they can begin their own road to reading. The more you read to young children or tell stories from picture books, the more children will want to be associated with books, and the more they will want to learn to read on their own. Through research, we understand that reading is an emergent process that starts at birth and involves listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Not every child emerges naturally into reading, but a good preschool program can give them a start. Preschool teachers should not stress isolated skills or give formal instruction in phonics. Emergent literacy occurs naturally in environments that are filled with print. It happens where favorite books are read by teachers to individuals and groups over and over, where the same books are available for children to look at on their own, and where children are encouraged to make up their own stories that are recorded and written down. Predictable picture books are among the best and most effective kinds of books for emergent readers. These are books that feature repetitive language patterns. These patterns may be rhyming words or phrases, the cumulative adding on of characters or actions, or answering of repetitive questions. We realize that mastery level children are at the stage where repetition is necessary in order for them to learn. Read it again, teacher, is a very familiar refrain in every program featuring story reading. Preschool youngsters themselves also love to repeat rhyming words and phrases. They need to experience this repetition in order to learn. In fact, the brain is actually wiring itself based on what it hears repeatedly. In order to support this self-directed process of learning, teachers must allow children the freedom to choose books and activities that interest them. Then they must allow children time enough to become deeply involved with the book. Finally, they must read children's stories over and over. If the book looks exciting, the children will come. Then the center itself should be a warm, wonderful, happy place where individuals or small groups of children can gather and snuggle in for their favorite stories, to be read by you or looked at by them. Your reading should be to individuals and small groups where everyone can see the book clearly. For the whole class, storytelling, not story reading, works best. The Book Reading Center should be one of the most attractive learning centers in your classroom. A colorful shag rug with puffy pillows and a beanbag chair can invite your youngsters to come on in and relax with a cool picture book. Do whatever necessary to make the center attractive so that children can't wait to become involved with picture books. Use bright colors wherever you can, on rugs, on pillows, on furniture, on the walls, and on the shelves. Put up book posters on the walls. Display book puppet, character dolls, book puzzles, and book games. Have a flannel board on the wall at the children's height or in a low easel. Have children's-sized bookshelves that display the front of your favorite books. Be sure to have a good number and selection of picture books of all kinds. Display them on vertical shelves with the colors visible for easy selection by the children. Make sure they are in good condition. Nothing is more discouraging to potential readers than books with torn pages and missing covers. The condition of such books makes a nonverbal statement that you should not be making, that you do not take care of books. Remove such books or repair them. When selecting books, it is important to have hands-on experience with the books you plan to purchase. You want to look for simple illustrations, brief text, easily read, interesting characters that children can identify with, topics that can be integrated into different learning centers and can be integrated into the curriculum as a whole. It is up to the teacher to see that this important classroom area lives up to its promise in a self-directed curriculum. 3 crucial tasks are involved: providing a good selection of picture books appropriate to children's developmental levels, reading books to individuals and small groups daily, and providing interesting follow-up book activities that children can become involved in. A most important task for every team member of your classroom staff is to read books to children. As you move around the room during free choice time, be sure to stop in the book center. There is sure to be a single child or a small group who would like to hear a story. Often the choice of the book is theirs, but sometimes it is the teacher who has a new book in mind to be introduced to the children. Story reading traditionally has been done for the total group of children. The appropriate practice curriculum suggests that story reading should be done principally with individuals and small groups of children. It has proven more effective for each child to be as close as possible to the book and to the reader. Then the book illustrations and the teacher's interactions with individuals can really make a difference. Plan on reading to individuals and small groups at least once or twice a day. Storytelling, on the other hand, is best done for the whole group at once. Reading aloud to the children on a regular basis seems to be especially important in promoting independent reading. Steps to reading aloud include becoming acquainted with the book you are going to read, introduce the book to get the children's attention before you start, read with as much expression as you can muster, read the same stories over and over and over, involve the children with repeating words, guessing what comes next, and talk about what the children think about the story afterwards. Now, let's review what we've learned. Children need to have good feelings about real books. They can learn how important books are in the functioning of the classroom. They can experience how enjoyable books are when they are sat down with and read from. Each of the learning centers need books incorporated about the experiences happening in that area. In setting up the book and reading center, the teacher will use bright colors on rugs, pillows, and posters, display book extension puppets, games, and posters, and have child-sized bookshelves displaying the front of books. 3 crucial tasks are involved for the teacher in the book and reading center. The first, providing a good selection of picture books appropriate to the children's developmental levels. Second, reading books to individuals and small groups daily. And third, providing interesting follow-up book activities that children can become involved in. That wraps us up for this episode. You can learn more about this topic by reviewing the resources posted in your course. As always, if you have any questions, please contact me or your instructor. Thanks for joining me, Miss Trott, as we learned all about the Book and Reading Center. See you next time.